Hey man, say man, what the fuck you two? Y'all already know what's going on. It's your boy Dolph, and we back. I told y'all we was gonna be following this queso trial, bruh. And apparently somebody done dropped the whole documentary on bruh family, bruh. Apparently these niggas have been sliding since sliding was like invented. You know what I'm saying? So without further ado, we're gonna get into this video today about queso and the Robinson family and how they been terrorizing Jacksonville since the 90s, gang. That's crazy. Let's get it.
A lot of rap fans know that K-So is allegedly one of the most savage dudes in Jacksonville, but most people have no idea how crazy the story really is. His whole family has been tearing up the streets of Jacksonville since the 90s. From murders in broad daylight to selling dirty cops, today we're breaking down why they're one of the most dangerous families in the city. Hakeem Robinson, aka K-So, is definitely the most famous dude in the Robinson family, but his older brother Willie, also known as Boss Goon, is a big reason why K-So's wrapped up in the war in Jacksonville and facing two different murder cases right now. Before K-So's brother Willie started going by the name Boss Goon, there was another dude with the same name in the area that came up. The OG Boss Goon repped a set called Flag Street, and back in the day, he helped spark one of the deadliest beefs in the city with Grant Park. Flag Street and Grant Park were cool back in the day, but reports say everything started with the OG Boss Goon in a nightclub. Some dudes from Grant Park and Flag Street got into an argument at the club, and OG Boss Goon allegedly threw a drink at a Grant Park affiliate. Less than 24 hours later, the first murder in the beef went down when a dude named Jerry Clemens was shot and killed in a drive-by. Over the next couple of years, at least 20 people were killed in the war between Grant Park and Flag Street, and people claim that the OG Boss Goon was putting the most pressure on the ops. It's not clear how much the OG Boss Goon really added to the score back in the day, but the ops wanted him gone so badly that they boxed him in with 3 whips and killed him in broad daylight in 2010. The OG Boss Goon was one of the most feared dudes in the city, and that's why K-So's brother took his name after he got active in the trenches. That same year the OG Boss Goon got killed, K-So's brother Boss Goon got booked on a murder charge. He ended up beating the case after the prosecutors dropped everything due to lack of evidence. But then K-So's brother Boss Goon went down for 6 years on burglary and charges for lying under oath in court. Boss Goon finally came home in 2018 and hopped right in the booth. According to people close to the situation, Boss Goon was trying to get out of all the drama and make it in the industry. He was locked up from the age of 16 to 24, and wasting all that time made him realize he needed to switch up how he moved. He was booking shows and dropping new music. But just a few months later, the ops caught up to him in a brutal shooting. In January 2019, Boss Goon had a set at the Paradise Gentlemen's Club in Jacksonville. Everything went smoothly, and it seemed like everyone was just happy for him to finally be free again, and nobody expected what was about to happen. Boss Goon, his dad Blue, and his brother Crazy K all hopped in a whip after the show with a few other people. They were driving down the highway and made it a few miles without any issues, but then 3 whips full of shooters pulled up out of nowhere. They hit up Blue's whip and dumped over 100 shots at them. Everyone inside the
100 shots, gang? 3 whips, 100 shots? Listen, when you in the streets, gang, I don't understand why when niggas in the streets, they don't take extra precaution. Like, it can happen to anybody, gang. Anybody can get got, you feel me? And niggas just be feeling like, oh, I'm that nigga, it can't happen to me, gang. Like, if you doing shit in the street, you have to be extra, extra, extra cautious, gang. Like, super duper cautious, my boy, you feel me? I'm talking about head on a swivel at all times. Crazy work.
Whip got hit. Boss Goon's brother, Crazy K, got hit in the head 3 times. His dad Blue also took 2 shots to the back and survived. But Boss Goon tragically didn't make it out of the situation alive. Nobody was ever booked for the murder, and Boss Goon's dad Blue said that he thinks the police didn't really look.
Hey, respectfully, how the brother with that get hit 3 times in the head make it versus anybody in the car? Bro, you got shot 3 times in your head, gang. Let that sink in. That's crazy, gang. Yeah, brother, you meant to. Hey, listen, bro, don't waste this chance, gang. You was meant to do something, cause 3 shots to the, bruh.
Into it because of their family's past in the city. Blue told reporters that he got out of prison in 2009 and hasn't been in any serious trouble since then, but the cops weren't treating him like they would if someone else got shot. After Boss Goon got killed, rumors were flying that Blue had put a bag on whoever was behind the shooting. It's not clear what was going down behind the scenes, But Blue went on the news and said he wanted justice for Boss Goon and that he wasn't sending out his. When Boss Goon got killed, his younger brother K-So allegedly started sliding for him immediately. Nobody was arrested for Boss Goon's murder, but rumors say it was related to the deadly war in Jacksonville between Young and Ace's ATK crew and a set called 6 Block. K-So reps ATK, but he also reps a group called NGH or No Hospital Gang. No Hospital Gang isn't really a set though. It's an alliance between crews like ATK, Flag Street, BB4L, and other crews. Young and Ace has his ATK crew, but he also reps NHG. And on the track Who I Smoke, he shouted K-So and NHG out when he rapped, "My killer make his face go." That's one thing about K-So. No Hospital Gang, boy, you know that case closed. Want him dead, bust his head, all I do is say go. And on that same track, Ace is one of the ops that K-So is facing a murder charge for right now. But before we get into the brutal shooting K-So allegedly committed as get back for his brother Boss Goon, we gotta take a quick look at how Jacksonville was turning into a war zone. ATK's main ops in Jacksonville is a crew called 6 Block. Julio is the most famous dude in the group. According to reports, the whole beef between 6 Block and ATK started after Julio's cousin, Zion Brown, was murdered by Ace's homie, Trey Shorty. Both sides started dropping bodies, and one time, Ace got caught up in a shooting that left 3 other ATK affiliates dead. Ace, 2-3, Quan, and 4 went out to dinner and got caught by the ops when they were leaving the restaurant. They started dumping bullets into their whip. Ace got hit and survived, but he watched his 2 best friends and brother die right in front of him. The shooting was wild, but what made the situation really pop off and start getting everyone's attention was the crazy diss tracks that started coming after the hit. Julio was dissing Ace on tracks like When I See You and rapped, "Ace from the West, how he clicked up with the East Side. He ain't been the same since he seen the other 3 die. I'm 2-3 high. Say your goodbye. Gave that boy the business like a suit and a bow tie. Light them boys block up like the 4th of July. They got caught lacking, the whole world wanna know why." Ace and his homies on the ATK side were dissing right back and clowning Julio's dead friends. And after Boss Goon died, K-So went out looking for revenge. According to reports, Julio's little brother, Lil Bibby, and his friend Pop Out were hanging out at the Hilltop Apartments in 6 Block territory when K-So and his homie ATK Scotty came through and started letting off shots. Pop Out and Bibby took off running in different directions, and Scotty went after Pop Out while K-So chased down Bibby. Pop Out was able to get away, but K-So allegedly walked Julio's little brother Bibby down and shot him point blank in the head. After Bibby died, ATK started dissing him like crazy. On the track Who I Smoke, Young and Ace rapped, "Who I Smoke, Bibby." K-So and Scotty also dissed him on social media and started wearing jerseys with Bibby's name on them. And on the track K-So Bitch, K-So rapped, "ATK don't do no drive-bys. He ain't going to the hospital, dead flies. Who the wanna play with us? They dead guys. Bibby had a closed casket, I wasn't surprised." K-So also took shots at Pop Out on the same track for running away and rapped, "I don't know why y'all call him Pop Out, cause Mike gon' hide. Still smoking this dank, can't open my eyes." And a few months later, K-So, Scotty, and Ace all almost died. Young and Ace had a show in Georgia and brought the ATK crew with them. Everything was smooth at first, but when they got back to their hotel, the ops were waiting for them in the parking lot. Shots started going off, but K-So and Scotty started busting back while everyone else was running for cover. After it went down, K-So dropped the track Been Dead and rapped, "We gon' pull it back on your head and get you toe tagged. And I don't like to brag, but Don Dada got that K. Shoulda killed me in Waycross. They hopped out with them Ks. Me and Scotty busting back, we was on the same page." An ATK op named Tiki Shots was allegedly there when the shooting went down, and some people think K-So ended up killing him later. Tiki Shots was murdered at a gas station, and on Been Dead, K-So raps, "I was mad at I went up in a rage. I caught lacking at the store, his face." The war between ATK and 6 Block slowed down for a little while, but then in 2024, ATK finally caught their biggest op and allegedly killed Julio while he was celebrating his 26th birthday. Julio was in Tampa, Florida when it went down, and the cops say that some ATK and 1200 affiliates followed him out there and killed him. K-So was locked up when it went down, but after the news broke, he hopped on social media to clown Julio. K-So posted a photo of them together back before all the beef started and said, "It's gonna be boring without you." K-So wasn't the only one in his family allegedly putting in work for ATK though. And on the same track, he shouted out his brothers, Crazy K and Foul Out Sosa, rapping, "They say I'm f***ed up in the head, I need to take them meds. I'm a Crazy K, and he said he want everybody dead. And we'll foul out your ass, boy, you better not play. And we catch you broad day and shoot you in your face." Foul Out Sosa caught an attempted murder case back in 2015 after he allegedly shot an op named Twin K in broad daylight. It was never confirmed, but some people think Twin K was on the hit when Ace's brother and friends got hit up after dinner and died right next to Ace. After he allegedly shot Twin K in the leg, Foul Out went on the run and tried to do the race. He tried to trick the cops by posting about hiding out in Mexico, but they caught up to him after just a couple of months, and Foul Out got hit with a 5-year sentence for shooting Twin K. Crazy K was allegedly putting pressure on the ops too, and now K-So, Crazy K, and their dad Blue are all wrapped up in a wild murder case. Back in 2020, a rapper from Jacksonville allegedly dissed their dead brother, Boss Goon. So K-So and Crazy K allegedly slid on him with their homie, Dominique Barner, and caught Lil Buck outside a shopping mall and killed him in broad daylight. The police rolled up and saw a shooter standing over Lil Buck with the rifle. Then the shooter hopped in a whip and they all tried to get away. They ended up crashing the whip though, and K-So ran one way while the other dude split off in a different direction. Dominique Barner and the other alleged shooter ran inside a woman's house and started stealing her husband's clothes. And when the woman came out of the bathroom, Dominique Barner started choking her. That's when someone called up K-So's dad, Blue, and asked him to come pick them up. Blue pulled through, and everyone got out of the situation at first. But then Dominique Barner got booked, and the confidential informant caught him talking about the whole case and saying that K-So was the one who pulled the trigger. Before the cops caught up to him, K-So was already dissing Lil Buck on tracks like ATK War when he raps, "Oh, K-So stepping, 2 choppers in a foreign car, he ready, and 2 of his favorite convicted felons. And they better be ready. My gonna shoot them choppers till they all gon' hell in heaven. And every time we stepped on those, they wasn't ready." According to reports, K-So wanted to kill Lil Buck because he dissed his brother Willie, aka Boss Goon. And on the track Dead Ops, K-So said, "Send a op to a better place. He should have never dissed Willie. All year long we smoked that till this motherfucking day. We don't play. Let that know. Hit him with that KTA. With that spell, motherfucking ATK." The cops eventually caught up to K-So, his brother Crazy K, and their dad Blue, and charged them all for being involved with Lil Buck's death. A dad and 2 of his sons all getting hit with the same murder case was already crazy, but nobody expected what happened next. Instead of holding it down for his sons, the dad Blue decided to flip and pointed K-So out to the cops as the one who killed Lil Buck.
Now, when you watched that video of the murder of Charles McCormick, did you recognize the shooter?
Yes, sir.
Who was the shooter in that video?
Hakeem Robinson.
Your son, Hakeem Robinson.
Yes, sir.
When the news broke that Blue was working with the cops to save himself, nobody could believe what was happening. Blue came up in the trenches too, and nobody thought he was gonna flip on his own kids. After everyone found out what was going down, Blue hopped on social media to defend himself. He said that if his own dad was facing a charge like that, he would have done anything he could to make sure he didn't do time. Lil Boosie aired him out in an interview with DJ Vlad and said he wants to write a letter to Blue.
"I won't write him in jail. So whoever watching this, send me that nigga address, man. I won't write him and talk to him. I want to make them people do their job. They're laughing at you over beer and shots right now."
He also said that K-So's people will probably end up killing Blue over the situation. And according to Boosie, that's what the cops want to happen.
"We're gonna make him testify and let his ass out after and give him credit for time served and let K-So boy smoke his ass. 2 birds and 1 stone."
Blue has been all over the headlines
not be
for
lying
throwing
about
his sons under the bus. But what most people don't know is how fair they used to be in Jacksonville. Abdul Robinson Sr., aka Blue, has been active in the streets since the 80s. He started moving heavy weight in the 90s with his homie Smiley. Blue got booked for 3 different murders back in the 90s, but was able to beat all of them. According to reports, Smiley and him were 2 of the most violent dealers in the city, and the cops spent years trying to take them down. They had a bunch of investigations on Blue and Smiley, but the police could never make anything stick on them. Then 2 cops named Eric Sinclair and Dave Blitz Bisplinghoff were put on the case to take K-So's dad Blue and his partner Smiley down. An informant called the cops and said he was about to take a bribe from Blue and Smiley. So Officers Sinclair and Blitz thought they were about to set him up good. Officers Blitz and Sinclair didn't have enough evidence to book Blue and Smiley yet, but if they caught them bribing the informant, then that would be enough to put Blue and Smiley behind bars. The deal was all set up and ready to go, and it looked like Blue and Smiley were finally about to get caught. But then on the day it was supposed to happen, the situation went left out of nowhere. Another informant called up Blitz and told him that the streets were talking about the bribe they were trying to catch Blue and Smiley make. Somehow the info got out, and Blue and Smiley knew that the cops were behind the whole thing. Officers Blitz and Eric Sinclair were the only ones who knew about the deal. And at first, Blitz thought Eric had been bragging about how he was about to take down Blue and Smiley, and that's how the info leaked. But then he got a call that changed everything. Officer Blitz got a call from the informant who was going to set up the deal, and he told Blitz that his own partner, Eric Sinclair, was the one who leaked the info and let Blue and Smiley know they're about to get busted. Officers Blitz and Sinclair have been partners for years, but Blitz had no idea that Sinclair was working with the same dudes they were supposed to be catching. After that, Officer Blitz transferred to a different department because his informant told him he was in danger, but there wasn't any evidence to convict Eric Sinclair yet. Then in 1999, Blue, Smiley, and their homie, Don Draca, Marlo Bates, were taken down in a huge drug bust. Bates was caught first, and he immediately started telling the cops everything he knew about Blue and Smiley. And when Blue and Smiley finally got booked, they told the police Eric Sinclair had been leaking info to them every time the cops were about to bust him. Queso's dad, Blue, ended up catching a 21-year sentence, but didn't serve the full time because he worked with the police. And Smiley went down for 30 years. What's weird about the situation is that Smiley was working with the cops at first too, and giving them all kinds of info. But then in the middle of the case, he changed his mind out of nowhere and stopped talking to him. Rumors say there were more dirty cops involved with the situation, and they were threatening Smiley. It's not clear what really went down behind the scenes, but there's a good reason why Smiley might have been afraid of the police, because Blue and him were connected to one of the craziest dirty cop stories ever. Eric Sinclair wasn't just moving a little weight on the side. He was working with a crew of dirty cops who had been robbing drug dealers for years. And Queso's dad, Blue, and his partner Smiley were the ones helping the dirty cops take them all down. Officers Eric Sinclair, Carl Walden, and Jason Poe were all cops in Jacksonville who spent years robbing drug dealers and moving weight on the side. It allegedly started in the mid-90s after Officer Poe pulled a dude over for drunk driving. Officer Poe knew the guy he pulled over was a local drug dealer, so he called for backup on his radio, and Officer Eric Sinclair rode up to the scene. Officers Poe and Sinclair searched the whip and found $1,200 in cash, plus some cocaine and weed. Officer Sinclair told Poe to let the dealer go, then Poe and Sinclair split the cash, and Sinclair took the drugs to sell later. Officers Sinclair, Poe, and Walden started kicking in doors at trap houses without warrants and just taking everything they saw. They go looking for drug dealers while they were off duty and rob them, and nobody else on the force knew anything about it. Then in '98, Officer Sinclair set up a dude named Hassam Tahan for a robbery. He paid a couple of local dealers to help him, and the three of them were able to steal $50K in cash. The dude he rob's uncle, Sami Safar, owned a business in Jacksonville, and the cash was supposed to be for the store. It was already a wild situation, but then the cops took it to another level and murdered an innocent dude. After Hassam Tahan got robbed by the cops, they decided to hit up his uncle Safar and make another big score. The whole plan went left though, and Officer Walden had his homie Kenny McLaughlin help him kill Safar and dump the body. The dirty cops probably would have gotten away with everything, but after Queso's dad, Blue, and his partner Smiley told on Officer Sinclair, everything came crashing down. So while the news about Blue flipping on his own sons, Queso and Crazy K, was shocking to most people, there were a lot of locals in Jacksonville that weren't surprised he was telling the police everything. It's not clear how Queso's dad beat the 3 murder cases he caught back in the 90s, but now rumors are flying that he worked with the cops back then too, and that's how he skated on all the charges. But his dad, Blue, isn't the only OG in Queso's family who was active in the streets. According to reports, his grandfather on his mom's side was a dude named Leroy Tilley. Tilley made headlines back in the 90s for running a huge crack cocaine operation. The cops said the drug ring was responsible for at least 4 murders, and Tilley had already been booked for attempted murder back in the day. By '92, Tilley had been arrested over 40 times and was allegedly one of the most feared dudes in the city. Queso and his family had been running the streets of Jacksonville for years, but now it looks like the whole crew might go down except for his dad, Blue. But even if he beats the charges, Blue should move out of the city because it probably won't be safe for him to stay in his hometown anymore. A lot of
Yo, that is wild. So Buddy been working with the cops since the 90s. Since the 90s. Damn. But anyway, man, y'all let me know how y'all feel about that, man. You feel me? Like, What y'all think that boy Queso gonna get, bro? They gave his daddy 30 years, bro. You see what I'm saying? So like they convicted him of capital murder. So he about to go back and get sentenced. You know what I'm saying? But damn. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this man family tree. Y'all, before you get up out of here, make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, man. Turn on that post notification bell so y'all get all late editions, videos, everything that a young about to drop. You feel me? But damn. Yeah, Buddy family was ruthless, gang. But listen, we out.